Vinod Bhagel, nice to see you. So last week we had Pandav Nirjal Ekadashi. How many of you could do the Ekadashi?
I did Ekadashi.
Very nice, but you could do the Ekadashi, that's fine. Now how many did Nirjala? Just start. 1, 2, 1. My God, that's quite a few. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
मैंने घर में सभी को उठा दिया.
निर्जला you did? निर्जला मतलब सुबह होने के बाद फिर पानी नहीं पिया दूसरे दिन तक. दूसरे दिन पारायण के समय उसके बाद फिर जल पिया. Very nice. That's very nice to know. After 6:30. Okay. Yeah. That's nice. That's nice. So that's very happy to know that. Because if you have done the Nirjala Ekadashi, then according to the Shastra, then you will get the benefit of all the 24 or 26 Ekadashis. 24 Ekadashis in a normal a year, and then 26 Ekadashis if it is a Purushottam Mass. Okay? So that way. So बहुत अच्छा. Nice. And it is also said that on this Nirjala Ekadashi we have to do some donations and things like that. So we did that. We did that on behalf of all of you. We did quite a few things. So that's nice. So you will all get the benefit of that. How much benefit? That is between you and Krishna. Yeah. But yeah, whatever donations I have received, so from that I have spent and we have done that. So very nice. Happy to know all of that. And so today we will continue with the Vaishnava etiquette manual. And but before that, before we begin with the Vaishnava etiquette manual, मागे है ना कितना खाली पड़ता है बाहर काटना स्टार्ट करें. So for Vaishnava, what is it? So from a chanting perspective, so what did we discuss last week? I was thinking, what did we discuss last week? The importance of tilak. I'm just looking at everyone's head now. किसके किसके पास तिलक है, किसके पास नहीं है? हाँ, तो अच्छा है. So तिलक यहाँ पे भी है, इनके रूम में भी होता है, इनके इसमें रखा है इन्होंने तिलक. So अगर आप if you can't wear at home, then you can come here and you can still wear it. At least you will be wearing for some time, and that tilak will be with you when you go back home, right? But I can see so many faces with nice bright tilak, so that is very nice to know. So very happy to see those tilaks here. Okay. So today we will continue with our Vaishnava etiquette manual, and we will see what is next in our okay. Duplicate. Just open it. There is a cross ventilation. Where is that page where we okay, this is finished, yeah? Okay, got it. Yeah, tilak. So last time we saw the importance of tilak and how tilak is. So how many total body parts where we can put tilak? How many? 12. So we can put 12. There are 12 parts of the body where we can put tilak. So we will get protection from all directions. How many of you actually tried putting those 12? Maybe not today, but at least once a week. Try kiya?
Tilak means I don't say.
But with cotton you did?
Yeah.
Good. That is nice. That is a good start to get that protection.
Only one day. You sent that thing.
Yeah. So for Deepika and Mataji, we discussed last week the importance of tilak. So the whole lecture was on tilak and how according to the Shastras, once we put a Vaishnava tilak, it gives a protection for us. It gives protection from especially accidental deaths and things like that. Okay. So it is said that if a person dies and if he has tilak on his head, then Vishnu Dutas will come to receive that person. So such is the mahima of tilak. Okay. So and then we also discussed about how Vaishnavas, it's given the Shastras of how the body can be decorated on 12 different parts. And just for people who missed last time, so we can just revise those 12 parts. It is given in the appendix somewhere here. Let me just put it. Appendix. And I have also sent a photo of that, of those 12. I listed it. 63 pages. Okay. So these are the 12 different parts of the body. At the back there are 2 and then rest of them 10 are at the front. And so as and how we put, so especially for the center where you put every time, so you must say Om Keshavaya Namaha. So Om Keshavaya Namaha, Om Narayana Namaha, Om Madhavaya Namaha, Om Govindaya Namaha. So then right side, Om Vishnave Namaha, Om Madhusudanaya Namaha, Om Trivikramaya Namaha, Om Vamanaya Namaha, Rishikeshaya Namaha, Om Vamanaya Shridharaya Namaha, Rishikeshaya Namaha, and then at the back, Padmanabhaya Namaha, and Damodaraya Namaha. So when we recite these 12 names of the Lord, then first of all we will get that benefit, and then we will get full protection also from different things. So during the olden times, the mother used to say all these mantras and protect her child. Right now we just put one kajal because the knowledge is lost. Now that black tikka is also lost. Okay. Now the protection is Ram. That is also not there. Ram also people don't want to say. Okay. The protection is not there. But earlier, माँ अपने बच्चे को full protection she used to give before the child used to go outside. So that way. So that knowledge is lost. So it is given in our Srimad Bhagavatam. When Krishna was attacked by various demons, then Mother Yashoda did all that protection for Krishna. So all these mantras came from her. So she did all of that. So now that information is anyway. But you can still do it, and then you can still do it for your children and teach them. Okay. So page number, I keep on forgetting the page number, page 12, 13. Okay, so we did tilak. Now we will look at the second section called ये थोड़ा बड़ा ठीक है बंदा कौन डालो काढ़ो
Then
Brahmacharis
and sannyasis must shave their head once a week and keep shikha. Grihasthas may do the same, however, according to their service. They may keep hair short and neat, and if possible, a small shikha.
Yeah, thank you. So here it is said brahmacharis and sannyasis must shave their heads once a week and keep shikha. Shikha is a small knot here. And grihasthas may do the same. Okay. So for people who are staying in the temple, so especially people who are staying in the temple full time, then they can do that. Okay. In general, Srila Prabhupada explains it that the men's hair have to be kept short and neat. Right? Well, now things are changing, right? It becomes difficult to figure out. If you are from behind, if you look, it becomes difficult to figure out is a man or a woman. So that is what it means. If you can't keep shikha, it is okay. But at least we should be nicely, the beard should be nicely kept. It should be clean shaven properly, and that is how it is. Okay. So we'll move on from the hair.
Why we keep shikha of, sorry, Prabhuji, sorry,
Yeah, sorry, you tell me.
Sorry. So I just wanted to ask, why we keep shikha? What's the significance of it?
So it is said that anyone who keeps shikha, it is an ancient tradition wherein the entire, they say the knowledge can come from it. Okay. That is the ancient. Yeah. It helps. But if you see in some movies, there was one movie, I forgot the name, Samson or something. That person had a lot of strength in his shikha. So when no one could defeat him, but when they cut his shikha, then they could easily defeat him. So there are various such stories there. But yes, this knowledge is getting lost now. So especially in the Uttar Pradesh and all those areas, you will find many people keeping shikhas till today also. They will keep shikhas. But yeah, it is getting lost. So if a shikha is kept here, it is said that Srila Prabhupada explains that it is to be kept in a very small. It is like a size of a calf's hoof print. Not a full-grown cow, but a calf. Calf is small and her legs are small, so the calf's footprint is like just 1.5 inches, 5 to 6 centimeters. So a small shikha. That way. So, and then if you have shikha, then there are various rules and regulations that every time you tie a shikha, then you have to chant some mantras and all. So we will skip that part here because no one is having a shikha here. All of you are grihasthas, so you can move on ahead.
But when you do the Pavitrikaran in that,
yeah.
you do that, Achmana Prarthana, do that.
Yes,
so that's the same.
Yes. So even in ancient times, no one used to do full shave of the head. They will at least keep some part. Nowadays, people do full shaving of the head as a fashion. So nowadays, people do it as a fashion, but generally, some part of the hair will always be kept back. We'll move on ahead. Here, the women part, it is said it is preferable for women to keep long hair tied behind. For women, yeah, long hair to be tied behind. And when I was reading this, I could remember Draupadi. So Draupadi, she took a vow that she will not tie her hair till the time Dushasana and Duryodhana and all those others were killed. But I'm sure in today's world we don't have Dushasana and Duryodhana in our lives. So, and we don't have any oaths to keep 12 years. So we should tie our hair. It is a general etiquette. But I don't want to discuss all that right now. We will move on ahead because the entire industry is, the entire fashion industry will propagate you towards having a straightened hair and then displaying it. So let's move on ahead and try and do something which we can implement. Kanthi Mala, Tulsi neck beads. Okay. So Kanthi Mala, Kantha means neck, Mala is the necklace or whatever you want to call it. So any mala which is made up of Tulsi, Tulsi wood if you like. So that is called a Kanthi Mala, Tulsi neck beads. Okay. So Mataji, can you read that third point?
All the devotees were.
All the devotees who are initiated must wear Kanthi Mala in at least 2 or 3 rounds. The mala should be wrapped around the base of the throat and should be clearly visible.
Yeah, you can read this also.
Devotees who are not initiated but have been following all the regulated principles for some time and who desire to take Diksha may also wear Kanthi Mala.
Okay, just hold on, yeah. So in this manual it is explained that 2 or 3 rounds it is said. It's time to buy a new mic stand. This one is giving trouble. Okay, Haribol. So as you can see in my neck there are 3 rounds this way. So it is said those who are initiated can wear 2 rounds, 3 rounds. Sometimes some people may not feel very comfortable, it is tight, so then they can wear 2 rounds. Now who can wear Tulsi? Okay, I have one PPT that I want to share. So let me just do that. Windows P extend. Quickly related to Tulsi Kanthi Mala only. I have that. So Tulsi Mala is obviously made up of Tulsi plant and Tulsi wood. So it is described in the Shastras that just by touching Tulsi, just by touching the Tulsi leaf, all our sins are eradicated. Provided we have that faith, all our sins are eradicated and our body, we become eligible to be presented in Krishna's service. So Tulsi Devi has a lot of power. The way that Gopi Chandan has power, similarly Tulsi Devi has a lot of power. And it is said that if you are wearing a Tulsi Mala, Kanthi Mala, then you will not get untimely death. Like we discussed in earlier too during the Gopi Chandan, the Tilak thing. So similarly with Kanthi Mala also, if you are wearing Kanthi Mala, then there is no untimely death. And even if death happens, then Yamdutas will not come. Vishnu Doots will come. So hence we should never remove Tulsi Mala. It should always be there. Even when you are bathing, when you are sleeping. Why? Because you don't know when you are going to die. Right? So it should always be there. Even in the Skanda Puram it is said that if you are wearing a Tulsi Mala, then Yamdutas will never come. It is not as part of their jurisdiction. So I come from Mumbai, right? So in Mumbai, there are lots of stray dogs, and then the local municipal council will come. That gadi will come, that car will come, that big truck will come, and they will take all the dogs away. All the stray dogs they will catch, and then the way they will catch, you have to see. They will put a trap and this and that, and then somehow they will catch. But they will not catch a dog who has a belt. That dog will be saved. Why? Because if isko pakad ke leke gaya to malik aayega. If they take that dog, then the owner of the dog will come and say, how come you took my dog away? So that is very, very important. I think I have a photo here. Yeah. So similarly, Tulsi Maala, if we have that belt in our, then we belong to the Lord. Then Yamdutas know कि ये भगवान का स्पेशल है, इसको हम यहाँ लगा सकते हैं. So it is important that we wear Tulsi Mala with faith, and then we can be saved from these things. But I remember an instance, I think I've shared this, but for those who are new, my mother-in-law, when she passed away due to cancer, and when during the last stages the cancer it spread all over the body, and we knew that she is going to pass away. So she was in the hospital in Mumbai, and then her body started. So we knew that she is going to pass away anytime, one day or within a day. So we kept everything prepared, Tulsi Mala, whatever we could do, tilak, this, that. So, and then she passed away, and then the nurse came out and she said, yeah, he passed away, you can go in. So then we went in, then her body was bloated because in the last stages, gala bilkul aise सूज गया था. The entire body bloated for whatever cancer reactions or something like that. So I was checking, then I looked at it, Kanti Mala kidhar gaya? Then I asked nurse, he said they had to remove everything. Doctor said they removed everything, no obstruction. So if you think you can put, then it is not the case. So it was removed before death. So we still kept on praying and we were chanting and things like that. But yeah, it is important to note that if you try to do any last minute trick, it may not always work. Not that she did not chant or anything, she chanted towards the later part of the life. She came into Krishna consciousness. I remember when she was talking with her daughter, my wife, that she told me that I should have started this process a bit earlier. She did not take it serious enough. So then she said, when she was suffering later on, she said, I should have started this earlier, it is too late now. And her mind at those last stages was not focused. She was in pain, constant pain due to the cancer. So that is why when we are in good health right now, then we should take up this process of Krishna consciousness seriously. Then we can focus our mind. Otherwise it is very, very difficult, because Veena was there, she took holiday from here. For the last 6 months she completely served her mother. Day and night she was there. She also took Siddhant. I was here alone. This was in 2016, 15, something of that time. And she was reading Bhagavad Gita, she was reading everything. But the mother at that time had no interest, because the body was painful. Suffering is there. Suffering mein jabardast you can't give dose of spirituality, right? At that time the person can think is, what can I eat? The doctor has refused me to eat sweets, and she was requesting, can you give me some sweet at least? So see the mentality of the person who is suffering. So that is why I am giving this example, that now we are in good health, everything is nice. We should take up this process, because for things to change, it will just take few seconds. Then we cannot hold mala, and then we say, now Krishna abhi tu aana, abhi मैं chant करूँगा, abhi मजा नहीं आएगा उसमें, होगा ही नहीं, it won't work. So with this Tulsi Mala, now wearing Tulsi Mala, when I introspect why it may have happened, we have to make ourselves eligible to wear Tulsi Mala. Just by buying a $5 Tulsi Mala and just doing 3 rounds, it's not gonna work. So to make us eligible for Tulsi Mala, actually in the Shastras it is said, anyone and everyone can wear Tulsi Mala. But Tulsi, when we sing that prayer, Tulsi Krishna Preyasi Namo Namaha, so Tulsi is very, very dear to Lord Krishna. And when we dharan that Tulsi here, then we can't, basic thing is we can't eat everything. Because she is dear to Krishna, then we have to eat what Krishna will like. And then for what will Krishna like? Will he like mutton, chicken, simple. He will not like. But then we can't eat. Then we cannot eat that. Can you create a garlic tadka dal and give to Krishna? No, which means no onion, no garlic, basic things. So we have to follow the 4 regulative principles. What are those 4 regulative principles? First one is no meat eating. Basically no meat eating, that we discussed, right? Because we can't offer that thing to Krishna. And if you are wearing Tulsi, then we can't put that thing down our throat, not even eggs. Okay. Then second one is
No intoxication.
no intoxication, no daru, no nasha of any kind. Nasha means what? Anything that gives you a kick, which means chai or coffee.
No chai.
That also gives you a kick, right? Many people can't go to the toilet without tea.
Coffee.
That has been associated. In India, you will see people will have a BD and then one tea, then they can go and discharge. So then you are a slave of that BD. Okay.
What about decaf coffee?
We have alternative versions of coffee. So decaf is where the coffee was there, but it has been removed. Okay. So if that is the last hope, then you can do. But there are other options, better options available where coffee is not there at all, but it tastes like coffee, like Caro. Caro you can get in Coles or Woolworths, and it tastes very much like coffee only. Exactly. And we drank here last week.
Yeah.
Hot coffee. It is like coffee only, Caro. So that is a good option, and there are so many nowadays. There are so many options available because the world is now known that caffeine is dangerous. So everywhere you will say no caffeine. They will put in bold that our drink is no caffeine. So now there is no option. There are various options. So it is like only 0.1% alcohol. There are some products wherein they put alcohol, then they put it through a distillation process and they remove the alcohol. So हमें ऐसा खाना ही नहीं है जिसमें मीट डाला है और सब निकाल दिया alcohol. अभी सिर्फ पानी बाकी है. We don't want it. So we have to make ourselves eligible and for wearing Tulsi Devi, and then so that we get that protection. So no meat eating, no intoxication we discussed here. There are various other options. अभी मसाला चाय भी मिलता है, wherein there is no caffeine. Same tea जैसा we drink at home. Same, no problem at all. You will not feel anything, and it is what we call non-intoxicating, and then you won't get addicted to it. Okay? So no meat eating, no intoxication, no gambling. Third wala, no gambling. Gambling, the entire Mahabharata happened because of gambling, if you like, right? So, gambling will, it is like not having faith on Krishna. What we are saying is, Krishna, I have $5, then I am going to gamble and hopefully this will become $500,000. Jackpot lag jayega. Sometimes people will ask, but what if I get that money and I can use it in Krishna Consciousness? नहीं, ऐसा तुमको मिलेगा भी नहीं. You will not get that lottery. I have a friend of mine, dear friend of mine in Mumbai, who is into drinking and gambling. Somehow now he has stopped drinking. His wife took him to some special center where they gave him something due to which now he doesn't feel like drinking. But gambling tendencies are still there. So much so that every time there is a cricket match, some money from his salary is gone. We see cricket match because we are happy if India is playing or something, but they see cricket match in a different way. How much Tendulkar is going to score and things like that, and they will gamble. So much so that his uncle passed away recently, and so because the uncle passed away, his father also passed away a few years back. Uncle also passed away just now 3 months back. And I called him and I said, your uncle was the head of the house. After that, all the wealth will come to you. Now you put that in a fixed deposit somewhere or give it to your wife to manage. And he said, yes, there is a tijori there. I'm trying to find the key. Yeah. And then he went to the bank. And then the bank wala says that this locker is closed long time back. Uncle did everything into gambling. All the jewelry from the whatever ancient times is all gone. So he called me and said everything is gone. Kuch bhi nahi choda papa ne. Gambling. So see how gambling, is very, very dangerous. And it starts with small things. A small victory here and there. You go to Crown Casino, you put that $1, suddenly things come and then gone. And then every time you will feel, I can do more, I will get that, but full lives get destroyed. And that is why so many people in Crown Casino also suicide. Those news never come out. Okay.
Prabhuji, they say people who win, they say it is also Krishna's mercy.
It is not Krishna's mercy. It is Kali Mata, Durga Mata.
They say that even the thought coming to my mind to do this is also his mercy.
And they say that Krishna is sending his agents. They will soon come and take you. Everything will be left here. So gambling is not the right way. So obviously you can't go wear the Tulsi Maala and go to Crown Casino and put that. Can you imagine? So today I went to Crown Casino. When I say I went to Crown Casino was 200 meters away from me. I dropped somebody there because they had a seminar in one of the conference rooms there. So we dropped there, and that time I was thinking, my God, this is a haunted place. Seriously, it is a haunted place. So anyway, so these three. Now what is the fourth one that is left?
Illicit sessions.
No illicit. We have to say this no illicit sex. Okay. So what it means is, it once happened. Somebody was, so we have to recite these 4 principles when we take initiation. And so Maharaj was there with the beads, and he said, okay, you recite. Then he was telling that bhakta, and he similarly said, meat eating, intoxication, this, that, and Maharaj said, Baba, no to both. I can't give the beads, he will say no. So, okay. So anyway, so no illicit sex. So marriage is an institution, okay, and it is very important that we understand this concept clearly, right? Because nowadays the world is moving in a different way. There are contracts, and then there are living relationships. So living relationship is like clearly an animal tendency. Right? It's an animal tendency that we try, and then we see if we like, and otherwise we will cancel the contract. Okay. So that can't be done. You can't wear tulsi, you can't wear that tilak, and do all of these things. So it is very, very important that no illicit thing, and no, not even the thought of doing those kinds of things, because otherwise it's an impure body. If we have those kinds of thoughts of enjoying another body without the framework of marriage, then Krishna is not gonna, nothing is going to work properly, right? So it is important that we understand all these 4 concepts. So then we make ourselves eligible for wearing tulsi. Correct? If you see outside in various sampradayas, they will tell tulsi कोई भी धारण कर सकता है. हाँ कर सकता है, but tulsi का आपको respect भी तो करना चाहिए ना, सम्मान करना चाहिए ना. So if you are wearing tulsi, then Srila Prabhupada has given these 4 basic steps. Once you do this, you can wear a tulsi. Alright. But outside you will see people do it and things like that, but I leave it to you. Okay. Now that we have got all this knowledge. So that's about tulsi beads, tulsi kanthimala. Okay. Any questions? Tulsi, if I talk about Tulsi Devi's Mahima, it's a full class. We can talk how Tulsi Devi came into this world and the story behind that. We will do it at another time. But for now, we will continue with the Vaishnava etiquette manual. Otherwise, we will deviate. Okay. So my request to all of you is take steps in your life wherein you can quickly make yourself eligible to wear Tulsi Devi Kanthimala and then get that protection. Otherwise, Mrityu is there on every step, padam padam. Every single step there is a danger. So get that Tulsi protection, and obviously tilak you can still put on and alright. Let's, Mother, can you continue reading? If Tulsi beads worn around neck.
Tulsi beads worn around the neck indicate a devotee's surrender to the Lord, and therefore a person wearing Tulsi beads around his neck is dear to the Lord. However, a person is an offender if he wears Tulsi neck beads simply to imitate a Vaishnava, but is not seriously trying to surrender to the Lord. It is advisable not to wear beads if one is not following 4 regulated principles. Some devotees also wear other kinds of auspicious malas, either made of Tulsi beads, lotus seeds, rope from Jagannatha's Ratha, or silk pavitras, while performing puja, japa, or other sacred functions. These should be removed when bathing or leaving the temple or house while going to toilet.
1 minute. Yeah. So if you have other auspicious items, then you have to remove. But Tulsi Mala, we never remove. Okay. It will automatically come up when it breaks, because what happens is, as and how you take bath, then slowly that dhaga that is inside, it will eventually over a period of time it will deteriorate, and one day it will cut while you are putting a soap or something will happen, it will cut. Then at that time you have to buy another Tulsi and then offer it to the Lord, and then you can wear it. So any new Tulsi item that you have to offer it to the Lord. So many people will come to the temple and they will give it to the pujari who is doing the puja. The pujari will then place it at the Lord's feet for some time, and then he will offer it to the Lord, and then he will give it back to you. Okay. So it is said that when we have Tulsi and when we are taking bath, like can we go to the now many of us, we can't go to dhams, we can't go to Haribol, we can't go to Vrindavan, we can't go to Jagannath Puri and take a dip in the sea there, or even in Vrindavan we can't go and take a dip because we are here. So, but if we have a Tulsi Kanthi Mala, and when we take bath, then that water becomes as purified, as holy as the holy rivers. Like you can say the Gange cha, Yamune chaiva, Godavari, Saraswati, Narmade, Sindhu, Kaveri, Jalasin, Sandhi. So all the 7 rivers. So that is how powerful it is. Yes. Continue.
The Kanthi Mala is worn permanently, for the beads protect one from bad dreams, accidents, attack by weapons, and the servants of Yamaraja. Upon seeing the Tulsi Mala, the Yamaduta flee like leaves scattered by the wind. Devotees who are not following the basic principles, particularly the chanting of the holy name and 4 regulative principles, which is no meat eating, no illicit sex, no gambling, no intoxication, should not wear Kanthi Mala. Strictly speaking, once the Kanthi Mala is worn, even onion and garlic should not pass down the throat. One should therefore advise new devotees accordingly.
Yeah, thank you. So this is what Srila Prabhupada is saying, right? So we are part of the ISKCON family. So we are in an institution, okay? And because we are in the institution, we have to follow these basic rules of institution. If you go out in other sampradayas and if you listen to these videos on Facebook and this and that, many Babas and many people will say, "Boss, you can wear." Nothing will happen. No. But then it is not a good etiquette. We must follow these basic rules. Okay? Any questions related to Kanthi Mala? Okay, we will proceed. We continue reading. Sorry, I'll do that. You don't touch the buttons.
Mustache and beard. Devotees who are initiated or preparing to be initiated should not have a mustache or a beard. It may be noted, however, that in some Vaishnava mathas, men shave their face and head once a fortnight or on full moon day, and in Chaturmasya period they do not shave at all. But our standard is to shave on regular basis, with the odd exceptions of yatras or for some other justifiable reason.
Okay, thank you. So Prabhupada in his teachings was very, very clear that all the Vaishnavas who were practicing Krishna consciousness, mustache and beard should not be there. Why? For the men we are talking about, mustache and beard. No dadi, no mooch. Kyun? देखो कितना मस्त दाढ़ी मूंछ रखा है. What a handsome man. No, it is good. Why question? Because Once upon a time I had a wonderful beard, like dark.
Just to save their time and put it on chanting.
Just to save time and put it, why no mustache, no beard? No mustache means more maintenance. You have to no mustache. I'm saying. Why we should not have mustache? So because the moment we have mustache and beard, then every time we will stroke. It is more of identifying with the body. We have to come out of the identification of the body, right? The way females will have long hair and they will spend few minutes combing the hair. It is more of identifying with the body कि मैं एक महिला हूँ, मैं एक पुरुष हूँ. So, but we are spirit souls. That is what Bhagavad Gita says. Then we have to implement it in our practice. Now, obviously, body to mila, we can't change this. But then now we have to still, with our daily actions, we have to come above that. We have to try and do those, lessen those things which identify us with the with male or female. Okay, so that is one reason. And then second, with a very clean shape, you always feel good. It is very clean. Even the head and all, when we shave once a fortnight, mustache, beard, it is very clean. I remember in 2012 when I was in Bhakti Riksha, Jagannathan Prabhu's Bhakti Riksha, and then I had a thick mustache and long hair, maybe till here. Yeah, long hair and mustache. And Prabhu never said anything to me. 6 months, 8 months. And then once I was about to go to India, and he wanted few things from India. So he also stays in Mumbai. So he said, can you get me that small parcel for me from my parents' house? And when I went to their parents' house, then obviously Prabhu's parents were practicing Krishna Consciousness devotees. And his mother said to me, Prabhu's mother said to me, this mustache and this you should not have. You must remove this. You are still identifying as a male. So if you want to progress, you must remove this. So that instruction came from there. And I removed it. And I came back, I was very clean shaven. So, yeah. Alright. We proceed. Cleanliness and hygiene. You only continue.
Cleanliness and hygiene.
Please.
As mentioned earlier, fresh clothes must be worn in the temple. After one takes prasadam, the area where the plate was kept must be cleared. One should not step over the area where prasadam was taken because it is considered contaminated. The place where we take prasadam becomes contaminated, and if one steps on that spot, then feet must be washed. The place where the prasadam has been taken must be cleaned right from the prasadam has been taken. Because the temple must be very clean, we should be careful that we do not unnecessarily contaminate the temple.
Okay. So, understand that Srila Prabhupada has made this manual long time back when he was establishing temples everywhere. Okay. So these rules were given for all of us, including the people who did not knew the etiquettes of a Vaishnava culture, because most of them were from Western land, from foreign land, where you have to sit down, eat in a certain way and things like that. Okay. So that is why the first line says, as mentioned earlier, fresh clothes must be worn in the temple. So when you are coming to the temple, then you must come with fresh clothes. And then it is said, if you go to the prasadam hall, once you have entered into the prasadam hall, because everyone is eating there, that place is contaminated. Contaminated not in the sense of a disease contamination, contamination in the sense of a suchi-muchi kind of a thing. Like pure, unpure. Pure from a spiritualized or from a Krishna consciousness perspective. So for instance, if one is entering into that prasadam area where people are eating and is stepping over, then he becomes muchi. Then he is not eligible to go into the altar and do some seva without taking bath. You get it? There are very strict rules. So Srila Prabhupada is trying to explain this. Yes, next one. See.
One should not enter the temple hall without having washed one's hand and feet after eating.
1 minute, yeah. So when we come here nowadays when we go to the hall steps, so we eat. and immediately we will, let's say the husband, wife and kids are there. Then husband will take all the 4 plates and he will go to dump those plates, and the wife and the children will immediately enter the temple or for Aarti direct. That is not a good etiquette. This is what it is, which means we have to all go together to the washroom, wash our hands. There is also a place for washing feet. If you can't wash your feet because you have worn socks or something, you can just take few drops of water and sprinkle as a token that you have done the act of washing it. Okay. So that is how it is to be done. Then we can enter the altar. And now when we wash hands and feet, I think he writes it somewhere else, we have to swish our mouth at least 3 times. 3 times you have to swish our mouth. Even to eat little bit, you must swish your mouth 3 times before you enter for anything to do with the Lord. And these are the ancient Vaishnava etiquettes. Okay. Alright, next one. Okay.
One should enter the temple with clean hands and feet. One should take bath after passing stool and only then enter the temple hall.
Yeah. So very very important point number E. One should take bath after passing stool. Now it is not only meant for temple, but otherwise at home also. If you follow this rule, then it will help you to progress in your spiritual journey. Every time we pass stool, we must take bath. Must take bath. And if you take bath, that means fresh clothes. Okay. Now let's say somebody goes, for whatever reason, somebody may visit 3 times for a stool in a day, because there are people who can do that. Yeah, their body structure is that way. Yeah, their body structure is that way. Now will they change clothes 3 times? No, it is not possible. But then generally what people will do, especially the brahmanas who have to do altar seva and things like that. So when they go for bathing only, because nowadays all toilets are inside the house only, inside the bedroom only. So you go, you keep your fresh clothes outside only, and then you go and you do your full thing. You take bath, you come out, and then you can wear clothes. So that is how it has to be done. If at all. Alright. So it is very very important that you teach your children also this thing. Okay? But if you just pass water, if you just pass urine or just pass water, then bath is not necessary. But then you have to wash your hands and feet and sprinkle water, okay, for just passing out water. So very important, very very important, but very difficult to implement. So when you get second Brahmana initiation, when you become a Brahmana initiate, and so then we have to take bath 3 times a day, because you have to chant Gayatri 3 times a day. So the ideal rule is every time you have to chant Gayatri, you must be in fresh clothes. But sometimes if you are outside, then there are mantras where you can just chant and take a mantra snan. This is only in case of emergency. Okay. So yes, we can do that. Alright.
Even when we chant our beads, right? Like
yeah.
Mantra. Even then, I think washing hand before.
Yeah, you can wash. Yeah, obviously yes. You need to wash your hands before you touch your beads. That is correct.
One should not enter the temple after visiting a crematorium or after touching a dead body. One must first take proper bath and then enter.
Alright, Hare Krishna. So again, visiting a crematorium or touching a dead body, then we have to take a proper bath. We have to change clothes. Yeah. Alright. Let's go.
One should not pass air or belch within the temple. One should avoid putting one's fingers in one's mouth, ears or nose while in the temple. When one is compelled to do this even outside the temple, one's hands must be washed immediately thereafter.
Yeah. So these habits have to be taught to the children right now, as early as possible. That way, when they become adults, they will be very very particular about these things, about cleanliness. So, putting hands everywhere, kids, and then they grow that way into their adulthood, and then there is no cleanliness. So, if we are doing anything, then we must wash hands. Because sometimes people will come with those hands only, they will come from outside. So people want to do seva, then the easiest seva available is serving the food. And then with those hands they will come and stand there to serve food. Right? So no one wants to get food served by them that way. So, right? All right. Next.
During their menstrual periods, Matajis may visit the temple, but they may not perform any item of deity worship as arti, dressing, cooking, garlands, or any other work that requires their presence in the deity room or kitchen, or any work that is directly connected to the deities, example, stitching their clothes, etc. At this time, such Matajis should avoid being in physical contact with anyone who is or will be involved in the service of the deities. They may attend Tulsi Puja but may not offer water to Tulsi Devi. Under all circumstances, chanting on one's japa beads should continue. There can be no material impediment to the chanting of the holy name.
Yeah, 1 second, that's a big one. Okay, so we'll just take a pause here, and this is very important. For all Matajis, during the monthly cycles, you are allowed to visit the temple. You are allowed to visit the temple, and you are allowed to participate in the temple aarti and everything. Okay? Because many Matajis will not even come to the temple, and many will say, I will not even chant. Holiday, 4 days, 5 days, no chanting. That is incorrect. That is incorrect. Now in previous days, what used to happen is it was more of a what do you call a cohabited family, a joint family, wherein there were many ladies in the house. So if one of the lady was to go off the altar, or one of the lady was to be in a monthly cycle, then there was a situation where okay, you can sit aside and not do anything. Okay, holiday for you, because there are other ladies who will take care of the household work. But now with our nuclear family structure, we can't afford that. Okay, so the lady of the house will have to do everything. So the rules for the home deities are different, and the rules for the temple deities are different. Srila Prabhupada here in this Vaishnava etiquette manual, it is for temple worship he is talking about. So if some Mataji is making a garland for the Lord, and it is a service on that day, then she should not do that service. Okay, she can delegate that service to somebody else. Direct anything with directly related to the Lord, you can't touch. Okay, but you can do your sadhana. In fact, you do extra rounds. You can pray to the Lord, Lord, why have been I given this body? Why that every month I have to go through this? Can I get a spiritual body? Why not? There's nothing wrong with that. Why not? So you can chant more. I'm just thinking that way. So very, very important that you still keep on coming to the temple. Like sometimes it is on the weekend, and then it's okay, holiday, you can't go to the temple. No, you can come to the temple, chant more, in fact take nice darshan, but don't be involved in any of the direct activities that are related to the Lord. At home, if you are there, if you are the only one to cook in your house, then will you stop cooking? No, you still have to cook for Krishna. Bhoga, your husband can give bhoga, right? So that is what happens in my house. We can't do, Vrishabhanu will cook everything for the Lord. I will create the thali, everything, and I will present it to the Lord. That is it. So that is how it will work. Right? This is how it will happen in your house too. So, but chanting, extremely important. No holiday from chanting. मेरा दादा ने बोला, इंडिया से बोला, उधर से बोला, हमारे इसमें ऐसा नहीं होता है. Then you are cheating. Actually, chanting of the names has to happen 24 hours. I'm not talking about days. I'm not 24 hours. Okay. हर रोज ही होना होता है, हमेशा होना होता है. So there is no break from chanting. Chanting you have to continue. Continue with more power. Okay. All right. Yeah, it is important. This line is there. Such Matajis should avoid being in physical contact with anyone, especially when you are in temple and you see the pujaris passing by. At that time, you have to be little bit aside. Try not to come into their area. Okay. They may attend Tulsi Puja but not offer water to Tulsi Devi. So many people have Tulsis in their house, and then Tulsi Puja will happen. Like in my house, then I will do Tulsi Puja. Morning I do generally, and in the evening my wife does puja. And then on those days I have to do puja, day and morning also, evening also, everything I have to do. But she will help me by cooking bhoga. Okay, let us read this part.
As far as one's home is concerned, Mataji should try to maintain the above standard where possible. In some cases, it may not be practical and possible to do that, as there may be no one else available to do the cooking, etc. In such cases, Matajis may do the needful to fulfill their domestic obligations and at the same time also see that their household deities are taken care of. Other members of the family, as far as possible, should help in this regard.
Perfect. So we discussed this, and Srila Prabhupada also says the same thing, that you must do whatever is required in your house to ensure that the deities are well fed and all other members of the house are also getting prasadam time and things like that.
What if you're a woman living on your own? You then don't offer bhoga for those poor?
They have to. Then even they will offer. It will happen. And sometimes it happens, like if I, let's say I do the morning offering, Rishabhanasita cooks, I do the morning offering, and then I will go away, and let's say then she cooks some more items, then she will have to offer because I'm not there, no one is there, right? So yes, we have to be practical in today's scenario, and that is what Srila Prabhupada says, in some cases it may not be practical and possible, so if we have to do it, then we have to do it. So home deities are different. Home deities are, the schedule of home deities is based around your schedule, right? Some people offer bhoga only once a day for home deities. Some offer 2 times a day because they can do it. Some people don't offer bhoga at all to the home deities. They will just keep one apple or a fruit or here and there. They will not cook. So that is also allowed. So you can do that. Good question. Nice one. Let's proceed and give to general behavior.
General behavior. One should always remember that one is devotee and is representing Guru and Krishna. Whether in temple or at home, at work in the office or out on the street, one should conduct in a way that draws appreciation to Guru and Krishna, and should avoid all conduct that will bring Guru and Krishna disrepute.
Yeah, so let's take up. So now that we are practicing Krishna consciousness, so it is not only in this Manda house or just in the temple. That thought that we are representing our Vaishnava Sanatana Dharma, we are representing our Guru, we are representing Srila Prabhupada. So that should always be at the back of our mind. And accordingly, we should behave outside also. So and what does that mean when we say we have to remember that we are part of this sampradaya? It means no cheating, it means not offending anyone, it means just being at your best behavior all the time. Very difficult to implement. But as we practice, then it will happen. Because if I give a class here and then outside I go and then I take a cigarette and then I just say, how will you feel? And let's say you see me there. And so what will be your thinking and what will be my reputation? So people will watch you everywhere. They say, okay, this Mataji Prabhuji comes in temple, behaves nicely, but outside they are fighting somewhere. So then that is why it is very important that we do the same sadachar everywhere. So Gaura Prabhu has offered the bhoga and now he is washing the plates. And so that is Krishna's plate. Prabhuji, can you just show that plate? ऐसा करके दिखाओ ना, बाटी निकल के ऐसा साइड में ऐसी प्लेट ऐसे खड़ा करके दिखा दो. हाँ. So this is Krishna's plate, fully reserved for Krishna. No one eats in that except for Krishna. Plate, spoon, and nice bowls. That's nice. We should all have that kind of a thing in our house. Alright, let's go to the next beat.
Devotees should not wear expensive and flashy-looking jewelry, wristwatches, etc. Jewelry for women must be worn with careful moderation, if at all, and men should preferably avoid all jewelry like gold chains, bracelets, etc.
Please continue.
As far as possible, devotees should avoid using any items made of leather, knowing them to be the result of animal slaughter. Unless unavoidable in one's service, one should refrain from wearing leather shoes. And also items like bags, wallets, watch straps, etc.
Yeah, thank you. The important point number C, no leather items. Now leather, because why no leather items is because nowadays the leather industry is made from slaughtering. In earlier times, let's say the cow was there, the cow used to die a natural death. Then from that cow, they used to take the leather and create mridanga or other items. Okay, but now it is not the case. So anytime you are using leather, you will get the karma from the slaughtering of the animal that is done. Okay, very very important. First of all, we are trying to reduce our bad sins, our sins and karma. Usme, if you, let's say, the most dangerous trap is when you go and buy a new vehicle with fully leather seats. Gaya. पैसा भी गया और रबर से बैंड बजा रखना. So no leather seats. In fact, when we bought a vehicle, I also went to the extent that gear ka danda is there, na? That gear lever. On the gear lever also there is this thing. That also is made up of leather. You have to ask, like in this vehicle, you have to actually ask to that salesman only, can you tell me everything nice about this vehicle? And then you will, because leather is nice, what are the features? Then you have to ask. Okay. So we bought this car where there is no leather.
Where you say office
Furniture, yeah. But inside, I'm talking about the car because that is where people get deceived. They will go for premium leather seats. हमको premium model नहीं चाहिए, हमको सादा दो. Take one model less. See, इसमें नहीं है वो. We are giving for only $500 extra. We'll upgrade you to that. No, हमको नहीं upgrade करना. Right? You just stick to this normal thing. No belts, shoes. You get pure leather shoes nowadays. Now when we go to India, we will buy shoes from them because in India there is a lot of variety of pure leather shoes, which is fox leather, which is false leather, looks like leather. So we must implement that. No leather sofa in the house. If you have bought it because you were not educated earlier, nikalo usko bahar. Nikalo. Every time you sit on it, you will get every time. You are saved, but many others have it. So it is my duty to tell you that every time you use a leather item, if you are sitting, even if you sell it to somebody, again there is a problem. The fact that you got it, it is a problem. To discard it also is a problem. Because you will give it to somebody, again you will take that money. That money is not going to be used in a good way. वो बीमारी में ही जाएगा, वो दवाई में ही वो पैसा जाएगा. 100% liquid.
Prabhuji, quite easy to avoid leather, but I've tried in many years. But my office shoes and my bags, and even the steering wheel of the car.
Yeah. Steering wheel I said, steering wheel. But office shoes, the office doesn't tell you that if you don't wear those shoes, we are not going to give you salary. So it's your choice. Office shoes is your choice, the bag is also your choice.
My shoe and my bag are the ones that I haven't had, somehow I haven't avoided, but everything else. Collections of bad karmas of shoes and bags.
I really admire your truthfulness and your clean
I tried
heart
really hard.
that you had the guts to speak that out. I'm sure that now that you have spoken it, you will take actions.
I'm protecting them with nice spray.
So when you go home tonight, just take a big bag, dump and throw it in the wind. No lifting, no doing. Otherwise, be ready for your next life where somebody will skin you this way. It is tit for tat. The karma cycles are very dangerous, very dangerous. There is no sorry, galti se ho gaya, nahi. Okay? So very dangerous. And we all have done in our lives earlier. You know? For my son also I had bought earlier leather shoes because the school said leather shoes. So then I bought normal shoes, black shoes. And then every day he used to get reprimanded or something used to happen, and he used to come, Papa, that specific sir, he looks at my shoes. I said, tu idhar usse bhaag ke jati. I said, I can't buy you leather shoes, finish. So
what does normal shoes comes, then those ones are the leather shoes?
Yeah, the ones that you buy from Kmart and all, those are leather shoes. But you have to see what's written on it. Label देखना पड़ेगा ना.
The formal shoes.
Formal shoes, black shoes are सब leather shoes. But sometimes there are PU leather shoes also available. You have to find out. You will get it. Okay. So leather, guys, if you have leather in your house, fake though. We did the same thing. We got rid of our leather sofa when we got a new house. At that time we were not in Krishna Consciousness. We got that nice $4,000-5,000 worth उस समय leather sofa with side seat, this side bucket seat, सब निकाल दिया.
So, Prabhuji, you got it when you were not educated and ignorant. So, like I have leather shoes that are 15-20 years old.
Yeah.
What? Obviously, I've accumulated that karma.
Yeah.
What's the reasoning for throwing it?
Because now that you are educated, let's say a person was not educated and he was drinking. Now he is educated. Should he continue to drink? No, he has to stop drinking. So similarly, you have to stop using those leather materials, because it is now it is obtained from from killing certain animal. So then there is no point trying to derive happiness out of it.
It's not, but I also see it as wastage. I bought it 20 years ago.
You will have to waste few more lives.
Don't buy anything now in future.
No, now I don't buy. No, I'm just saying.
I understand.
Prabhuji said throwing it.
That's the best way. I'm telling you the best ways to do it. But I understand you may be attached to it.
I'm not
maybe
attached to it.
I'm not talking about your case.
Practical.
I'm not talking about your case. Like, some people may be attached to the bag, like Mataji said, and some may say that it is given by my grandmother. ये हमारे घर का सम्मान है. ऐसा है कुछ.
It's already slaughtered. Now, I mean, we should not buy a new one, but it's already slaughtered and already done.
But it is blood. It is a blood product. Now that you know it is a blood product, it is dangerous. I understand it's a very difficult thing. As and how we go deeper, it will become very difficult. So, but yeah, I'm going to tell you what is best. But you have to do what you think is best, and you know all the rules of karma and everything. So you have to be your own. All right. I think we will have to pause this one here today, because we have people here ready for the next part of the program. Haribol. Hare Krishna. We are on page 17. Let me just bookmark. How do I bookmark this thing? At beginning. He is asking you for money. I say Jan page 17. So, alright. So, quick announcement. So, we have I think around 8 or 9 more milk bottles. So, if you desire to take the extra bottles, then you can write your name on the sheet.